You know, only this morning I was interacting with his students at the university, and I shared with them an African proverb that he or she who has not traveled thinks that his mother or her mother is the best cook. And I think the wisdom of saying is that the more one travels, the more one recognizes that there are many people who are doing good things. This is what has amazed me. As I've traveled across the continent of Africa, I see young men and women doing amazing things. The only difference is that a few of us perhaps have our ideas given the oxygen of publicity. What we need to do, therefore, is to share this oxygen so that younger men and women who are good things are also prominent in the thing that they are doing. And in addition to that is this thing that we call mentorship. Because if you want to determine whether you are a leader, and leadership simply means, from where I sit, that offering service that is changing lives, it makes no sense if you do not hold the hand of many others. I like making reference to this story that many West Africans will have heard, the story that is told in Chinua as Things Fall Apart, or I think it is also repeated in the book No Longer at Ease, where one of the people is speaking and is asking, where are the young suckers that will grow when the old banana dies? And you yourself are involved in very many initiatives and are involved in initiatives, and I'm quite certain that there are men and women who are following what you are doing. The saying goes that as mother cow chews, baby cow watches and sees how it is done. And to me, that is what mentorship is all about. The mother cow that is chewing and the baby cow is watching so that they can even perfect what you are doing. Because there is no greater recompense for a teacher than to produce pupils who surpass him or her. And from where we sit, through our foundation, through our presence in 38 countries within the continent and 10 outside of the continent, what we are trying to do is to ensure that we energize people. And you don't change people. You find somebody is good in a particular area, then you energize them in that area. You don't want to clone people. You don't want to create people who are like yourself. So that is the way we are doing it. And I hope that all of us in this room are trying to do things of that nature. Many of you are already doing that. Just continue doing it even better. Thank you. There's a question.
All right, now we get the next person for the question. We go to the young man here.
Professor PLO Lumumba, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I'm grateful for the opportunity to express myself. My name is Aura Ujana. I currently represent Madagascar, and I am economics and mathematics student at Northern Kentucky University. I have been in the US for 2 years now, and my presence here is, I would say, a succession of blessings from having been raised in Morocco for 7 years, and then in Cote d'Ivoire for the end of high school, to being here tonight, to having traveled in dozens of countries in Europe. And I have two questions. What can I do as a college student to locally make an impact? Because for now, with the sanitary situation, I can only travel back home, so I have to be in my classroom and with my peers. So what can I do in this area to make a difference? And my second question is for you, Professor Phil. If you were 20 years old What question would you ask yourself to make sure you're on the right track? To make sure you're about to press the right button, to make sure that the elevator goes down and comes back even higher. Thank you, Professor.
Thank you. Very, very useful questions, and I'm glad that you've really traveled across. You are in Morocco, you are in La Côte d'Ivoire, and you are from Madagascar. Those of you who do not know Madagascar, some of the longest names are to be found in Madagascar, even their own capital, Antananarivo, or their former president, Rava Lomanana. So if you... Yes, it... So that tells you. And already I think you're on the right track. I want to start with the first question that you posed directly to me. That question I had when I was 18 years old. I was a Form 3 student, and I remember this very distinctly. We started a small youth club in my rural home. And even as I speak to you, the little land that I persuaded my father to give the organization is still there. And that is very important, that of course when you are young, you'll make a few mistakes here and there, and I think that is allowed. That is allowed. But the most important thing is that you must be clear about certain things. And perhaps this may sound a little artificial, because you cannot be too clear about certain things at a certain stage in your life. In many ways, you have a buffet of ideas. And as you grow older, you sample quite a number of things in the buffet. And that is where then becomes very important. Because if you are being mentored, you are then able to identify the things for which you have passion. I know, for example, in our generation, or even generation, those who are a little older than us, that there is the tendency for parents to live through you. A parent who could not be a doctor now says, we must have a doctor in our house. And you have no passion at all for medicine. And you are being forced to do this thing. Or you see, we must have a lawyer, and some of you will be familiar with this kind of thing. Yet your son or daughter be a DJ. Let the fellow be a DJ all they want. but